war front legends unfold. The ankylosaurs of steel, the Gunblasters.
Forged in the fire of the dark continent shore, helic thunder breaks the Gylos core. Cannons blazing shields of light, gun blasters roar through the endless fight. Laser storm the sky ignites, armor tight with steel in sight. Even dark Zoids bow in pain when gun blasters bring cannon rain. Monster machines, unbroken still, a wall of fire but iron will. Monster machines, iron hides unbroken still, a wall of fire and iron will. Monster machines, of the iron fist in the air, past the firestorm of death. From the shadows victory, cannons thunder, shields of light. Gun blasters, masters of the fight. Gun blasters, fight on death. From the shadows victory, cannons thunder, shields of light. Gun blasters, masters of the fight. From the first war's raging tide to the second's endless stride, no saber's fang, no fury screams can stand against the blaster's beams. Steel ankylosaurs rolling proud, the battlefield shakes, the crowds are loud. Heroes rise in smoke and flame, gun blasters crush the Gylos name. Monster machines, flash of fire, storm of light. Blast the shields, hold the night. Blast the steel, never fall. Gun blasters, strongest of them all. Monster machines, gun blaster, firestorm of steel. From the shadows victory, cannons thunder, shields of light. Gun blasters, masters of the fight. Gun blaster, firestorm of steel. From the shadows victory, cannons thunder, shields of light. Gun blasters, masters of the fight. The sky is burning, the war is won. Gun blaster fire, sees rising sun. Monster machines, fire starting, fall with one. Gun blast of fire, face rising sun. Monster machines, gun blasters, fire, seas rising sun. Monster machines, gun blasters, firestorm of Zen. The central continent plays where steel beasts charge and leave blood stains. The Helic Republic holds the line, a shining cause by fate designed. From the shadows of the dark continent, the Gylos rise, malevolent intent with saber teeth and iron fists. The black machines scream through the mists. Mulgars crawl and iguans bite, but Guttos roar and join the fight. From ancient wrecks their war begins, now only steel and fire wins. Monster machines, it's the war for planet Z, where the brave will live live and tyrants die. Zoid to Zoid, Skyland, Republic steel makes it stand. Shielders crash, timber tigers scream, salamanders scorch the dream. Dodulus rises through smoke and flame, and iron cones fall to shame. It's the war for planet Z, where the brave will live and tyrants die. Zoid to Zoid, Skyland, Republic steel makes it stand. Shielders clash, timber tigers scream, salamanders scorch the dream. Dodulus rises through smoke and flame, and iron cones fall to shame. Moga swarm like worms of war, but laser jaws even every score. Red horns stomp with ruthless pride, but Gojulus meets them eye to eye. Through jungles thick and burning skies, the shieldliggers run where valor flies. Against the saber tiger lies, and the claw strike true, Republic never dies. Monster machines! The Nibus bones, they fuel the dark, but freedom burns with a righteous spark. Old empires rise, but never last. Helix stands, the die is cast. Monster machines! It's the war for planet Z. Let the tyrants hear our battle cry. From godlike beast to raptor speed, we fight for honor, not for greed. Sky turns red, steel gods fall, and the Helic heart outlast them all. Raise your fist and scream with pride. The Zoids of freedom will not hide. The war for planet Z. Let the tyrants hear our battle cry. Lion chains and Redhorn Rex rust in the rains. Shieldlingers walk the fields they won, and Z turns slowly toward the sun. This is our world, this is our fight. Zoids of Helic burn through the night. For planet Z we rise, we fall, but freedom stands above them all.
Metallic giants rise from lion grounds. Blue guardians down the heart. Lights and fury in the